Do you ever look around and think, man, the average human is getting less fit by the minute? I swear only 10 years ago, you could still go out in public and see people with slim and athletic builds on a daily basis. Fatties were the exception, not the norm. Nowadays, it seems to be the opposite. I can count on the fingers of one hand the number of guys in their 30s I meet that aren't rocking a dad bod or straight up obese. And it's even worse with women. All of this feeds into a culture of self-indulgence that promotes acceptance, which is really another word for not shaming dudes that are literally turning themselves into human walruses. On the flip side, however, swole shaming has never been more popular, and it's only natural. If you're going to reframe being fat and soft as good, then the opposite, being strong and muscular, must be bad. As such, all of the values associated with the development of a solid physique will also be ridiculed, which encourages more and more people to take the path of least resistance, while they can be welcomed into the amorphous hood. The best example of this form of morality in our culture are the now infamous Planet Fitness ads, containing subversive messages that try to pass themselves as jokes, but really push an ideology of pain avoidance and comfort that have turned humans into wimps. Let us look at what makes these seemingly humorous skits so poisonous. The first one features a guy who could play the starving Ethiopian kid in a National Geographic movie. He's sitting on a bench doing nothing because apparently he doesn't do enough of that at home already. If you look in the background, you can see that everyone is doing a double biceps pose, kind of like if you just stepped into a bodybuilding themed wax figure house. This is the first instance of swole shaming, to paint people who take care of their bodies as simpletons who are closer to androids than actual humans. This suspicion is confirmed by the arrival of two bros who start flexing in the mirror.
Nice muscle shirt, bro. The skin is in, bro. Guys with biceps and tries, bro.
Hulk out with your bulk out, bros.
Let's be straight up here. This rarely ever occurs. Beyond the teenage twats who monopolize gym space for their stupid TikToks, that behavior is scarcely seen. But even if it were, what's the problem? Why would another man admiring his physique make you uncomfortable? The only explanation is that you feel worse about yourself because you are confronted with someone who has a positive relationship with their body. But instead of learning from it and becoming more confident, the guy in the commercial prefers to view this as vanity and elects to switch gyms.
And that's why I don't like gyms.
Matt, we're not a gym. We're Planet Fitness.
By doing that, he avoids a situation that forced him to face his own mediocrity and chooses instead to go back to his comfort zone, aka Planet Fitness, where no one is muscular and everyone hates their self-image equally. This is the body positivity scam. You are allowed to feel proud of your body only if you aren't fit. Any person deriving satisfaction from their hard work and accomplishments will be deemed arrogant and excluded from the space, the excuse being that their confidence makes it unsafe for others to be around them. This is a complete inversion of values. Exceptional people should be admired, and their work ethic copied. By vilifying accomplishments, Planet Fitness creates an environment where nothing ever gets done.
If you can't handle a big girl's workout, the little girl's gym is right across the street. Go ahead and play jumpity jump rope, hopscotch, or whatever it is that little girls do. If you're committed to this workout, the way you're committed to that morning donut, you'll be puking out your ears right now. Pukerella, you'll be puking out your ears right now.
Now apply this same mindset to an entire country, and you end up with a loser culture, where victory becomes defeat, and defeat becomes victory. This ideological inversion is what happens when you allow weaklings to create values. They inevitably come up with a system of morals that validates their shortcomings and justifies their existence. Something that Planet Fitness, who wishes to profit from said cowards, has perfectly understood. By producing these commercials, they seek to encourage this behavior, and they do so in the most patronizing of manners, by infantilizing future clients and convincing them that whatever animosity they feel towards fitness is actually justified, all under the guise of self-acceptance. The double standard of body positivity is fully visible in the next clip, where a frumpy-looking woman who clearly hasn't showered in weeks shows up to the gym, only to find it chock full of attractive-looking members who took the time and effort to not look like half-rotten possums. The message here is clear. Showing off how hot you are is not okay, because it can make slovenly people feel bad about themselves. Of course, the skit is not self-aware enough to verbalize it as such, so instead, it once again makes a poor attempt at social commentary that basically sums up to, "Duh, muscle people dumb." I find this particularly hypocritical, considering how vocal fat people are about getting dehumanized, while deploying the exact same shaming strategy towards fit people. The only difference being that fatsos deserve it. Let's appreciate the tasteful use of slut shaming in an attempt to put down women who take care of their bodies, and the casual misogyny that presents any female that hasn't turned into a hot air balloon by the age of 30 as a stupid bimbo. This is typical ugly people cope. By painting physical development as vain, these gargoyles attempt to claim moral high ground, as if looking like a stack of burnt tires somehow counted as a virtue. A culture that ridicules beauty and its pursuits is sure to create monsters.
You're so hot. Hey, hottie.
Looking hot.
Me hot. You're hot.
Your bod is so hot. Your bod? So hot.
So hot.
You guys want to grab something hot from somewhere totally hot? That sounds so hot.
So hot.
This subversion of traditional values is a constant throughout these commercials, leading to a clear hatred of anybody that isn't grotesquely deformed by years of procrastination and junk food. Of course, I don't believe for a second that these represent the actual beliefs of Planet Fitness. Rather, it reflects the things that the average American customer wants to hear, because it makes him feel better about himself. Companies are always happy to feed your delusions, if it means you'll be spending your money on them. And most people don't realize that the number one item on their budget list is all the empty validation they purchase on a daily basis.
No gym intimidation, no lunks, just $10 a month.
Their first obvious target are fat, middle-aged women, who are desperate to reclaim their beauty, but not desperate enough to put down the cookies. Instead, Planet Fitness offers them a comfy cope. In their commercials, attractive women are all visibly retarded, making whatever that thing with the towel is supposed to be immediately superior, because she at least can count to 3. This classic body-mind split has become the prevalent view in modern society. The idea that you can either be physically fit or smart, but not both at the same time.
I got a serious burn on today, bro. Deep down in here. Did you get your burn on?
I guess so.
Bros know when they get their burn on.
Maybe here?
No, bro. Bros know.
It entirely contradicts the ancient understanding of the complete man, which stipulated that both body and soul needed to be developed together. Interestingly, those that reject this complementarity tend to have neither, as virtues scarcely inhabit a decrepit body. Notice how a company that prides itself on its inclusivity and lack of judgment has absolutely no problems ridiculing fit people, even when these mockeries clearly come from a place of envy and vitriol.
And that's why I don't like gyms.
Well, Megan, we're not a gym. We're Planet Fitness.
By making swole shaming into a marketing tool, Planet Fitness betrays its hand. In truth, they have absolutely no interest in helping clients better their lives. Instead, they feed them a distorted view of the world, where their shortcomings become their strength, and where the strong and beautiful, which should be objects of respect and desire, become the butt of the joke. In doing so, they see that the people weak enough to be attracted by that type of commercials remain forever small, ensuring that they continuously pay for a service that will never produce improvements. Nothing is more detrimental than catering to the feelings of those that feel negatively towards their body, something that characterizes the body positivity movement. Paradoxically, the support that it provides also prevents the people caught up in it from ever obtaining a body they could actually be proud of, keeping them in a state of perpetual misery. This is what's so vicious about swole shaming. It pretends to target the strong, but is in reality an attempt at keeping small people weak in order to profit forever from their suffering.
For you, bronze package. Triple the price, doubles the contract.
You like big muscles?
Or the platinum package. 100% of the fee goes to 75% of the total cost.
I make your little muscle into big muscle.
Okay, onyx package. 3% divided by 7 minus your budget.
You want a big muscle?
You want a big muscle?
Wimps are particularly susceptible to fall for that type of strategy, as it gives them an out to discharge all the resentment they feel towards those they envy, without any risk of repercussions. This leads us to Planet Fitness's second target audience, weak men. Every time a guy appears in one of these commercials, he's always skinny, fat, or noticeably shorter than anyone else in the shot. This prototype of the beta male serves as a placeholder for the millions of Western men who have let their balls shrivel up and die, and are now in a desperate quest to protect the remainder of their shattered egos. Recognizing that their masculinity is lacking and that they need to work on themselves is not an option, since it would entail actually putting in efforts and working up a sweat, or worse, risk getting a bruise. It is always more comfortable for these types to point the finger at archetypically dominant male figures and ridicule their achievements, which is where Planet Fitness comes into play. Their commercials offer a respite from the self-loathing that poorly adjusted adults suffer from on a daily basis. But in doing so, it also betrays the very concept of gyms, which are supposed to be places for discomfort and adversity.
And that's why I don't like gyms. Well, we're not a gym. We're Planet Fitness.
Clean and spacious, just $10 a month. We're not a gym, we're Planet Fitness.
According to Planet Fitness, gyms must be quiet, clean, and free from gym intimidation, which really means that people who are there to better themselves are simply not welcome. In a sense, they serve more as gigantic adult daycares, where people can go to fight off the guilt of a sedentary lifestyle without having to actually get active, in the absence of anyone around to remind them that they are living failures. This leads me to my two all-time favorite commercials, that really capture the stupidity of safe spaces. The first one displays some soccer mom in the middle of a gym that they try to present as dirty and unwelcoming, but which in all reality looks like the perfect place to make gains and be intense.
Wait. You! No, I think there's been some sort of mistake. I just came here to walk on the treadmill for 20 minutes. Do you guys have those? Or sometimes I like to roll around on the ball thing. It's for your abs. Okay, the floor is moving. I'm a little afraid of heights. A little afraid of him. You're very aggressive. Do you know what's going on? Can you? No? Okay, I guess I'll see you up there. Let the games commence.
The second showcased some pudgy-looking manlet getting ridiculed by the aesthetic-looking gym staff.
Return it when you're done.
In both cases, the company entirely misses the point. By trying to paint these environments as unsafe, they unwillingly made them look much cooler than the average commercial gym. Everyone there is jacked and giving it their all, and the grungy atmosphere and rugged equipment clashes against the standard bleached-out plastic modern look that most gyms nowadays are going for. This is what happens when you allow insecure people to make their own spaces. They create hell while ridiculing heaven. It is what I call gym normification.
And that's why I don't like gyms.
Well, Matt, we're not a gym. We're Planet Fitness.
Comfortable environment, spacious locker rooms, no gym intimidation. Only $10 a month. We're not a gym, we're Planet Fitness.
For anyone whose values haven't been poisoned by modernity, these skits appear almost parodic. But for weak men, they serve as catharsis. For once in their life, they can finally be the alpha. And since this scenario is unlikely to occur in real life, they will chase any media that feeds them that delusion, explaining why nerd revenge fantasy stories are so popular amongst them. For fat women, it is even more cruel. Beauty is an indispensable trait to possess for females, and they are painfully aware of it. Western companies have become experts at triggering that obsession. And when the woman can no longer be baited into purchasing good looks, and she's given up on improving, the second blade shows up to soothe these insecurities and offer excuses. Once again, the only people that truly suffer from this transvaluation of values are those which they aim to bait. And since humans preferably take the path of least resistance, this type of cultural subversion has the power to transform the relationship that men and women have with their bodies, leading to permanent cultural shifts that funnel more and more people down the path of mediocrity. One look at the fat acceptance movement is proof of it. Companies will continue to push this poison on us, regardless of the effects on our mental and physical health. It is therefore our duty to fight this rhetoric of swole shaming with classic Apollonian virtue, the type that understands that beauty should be respected and that sloth and envy are sins for a reason.